Alright, just wanted to do a quick Red Star guide, sort of. This is Red Star 8. I just opened Red Star 8. My first two attempts were complete failures where we didn't even clear a single planet. And this one goes extremely well. And there's a couple reasons I think it goes well. First of all, these guys have been doing it for a while. Some of them can actually do it by themselves, or at least they can get one or two planets by themselves. So that definitely helps. And I also want to make this about how to cooperate with Barrage, because I know a lot of, I myself have played quite a few, maybe not quite a few games, but it has happened to me where I've played with somebody with Barrage, and they actually get angry at me because the way I was trying to help actually made them significantly worse because of how Barrage works. So we break up into like two teams of two on this one. So I'm just gonna show this from the perspective of each team, and then back up and then show the other team. So this is me down on the bottom right. I do not have Barrage. And then over here on the left, Nitro does have Barrage. So I let him take the lead since he has the Barrage and he has the more sensitive need to have the right setup. So he jumps in, and then I'm a little slow to actually join him here, but he has a pretty good position. And I'm going to just creep up, and then I use teleport. I highly recommend teleport because it allows you to go exactly where you need to go as fast as possible, especially if you're playing against or you're playing with public games and you're not able to coordinate as well. You're going to want to be able to jump in because you're not going to really know exactly when your teammate is going to want to go, and when he does, it might be the difference between winning or losing if you are able to get him. So I get a nice EMP here to set up the next part. So basically the way Barrage works is the more enemies that are in the sector, the stronger the gun is. So you actually don't want to kill the little side scrap stuff. You want to focus down the big targets first. And so we did that. I believe that was a Phoenix that we took down originally. Or no, maybe it was a bomber. I don't remember. But we knocked out the shield from the Phoenix at least, which is a big hurdle to get past. And then we just knocked down this bomber. Or this Phoenix, I'm sorry. And so yeah, you wanna focus fire where possible. And then when it's time to clean up the slack stuff, I have EMP, and I think that worked pretty well. But that can also be tough to coordinate sometimes if your teammate just charges ahead of you or charges exactly right on top of you. It can be hard to set up that EMP without doing more harm than good. So we clear that first planet pretty smoothly. I also use Blast Shield, half used up, so that's a pretty good value, I think. And Nitro uses teleport, so he didn't even have to clear a path for himself. I don't have a teleport on my transports, so I have to take like a little serpentine route through this bottom path. So I'm going to move forward. Our next planet here is at the top, right above my spawn. And you try to handle both the transports and the battleships at the same time as best as possible. It kind of sucks having to go against the grain on these rockets, but there wasn't really a much better option than that. So I send this guy up the middle to try to land a EMP. There wasn't really a good Barrage setup on that one. I think, no, he did have teleport. I guess, oh wait, no? He killed that bomber, didn't he? Wasn't there a bomber there? Yeah, so that's how fast the Barrage can kill stuff, is I didn't even notice that he killed it. I actually managed a really nice EMP right there, barely barely got both the bomber and the Colossus. You can see, even with a lot of the sector already killed off, that bomber goes down pretty fast to the Barrage. I try to move away, but it's not fast enough, trying to save some of his barrage power. But that's fine. By this point, all of our ships here can finish off this one unit. And this guy managed to not get killed either. I thought there was going to be a high chance that he died getting that EMP on, but managed to live. I'll clean that up. Landed one more EMP just for the perfect finish. And then that's mostly it. We use a lot of Red Star Extender here in order to get as much time out of it as possible. I actually got 15 relics out of this, just utilizing, I only had Time Warp 7. And I know a lot of people, by the time you're at Red Star 8, you're going to have at least 8 or 9 level Time Warp. So you probably could have even done better than what I got. But having a whole ton of Red Star Extender made a huge difference. So that's mostly the game for us down low. Nitro goes up to help finish, but really that fight was already done by the time he got up there. So we cleared 2 planets by ourselves, and then now let's back up, and we'll show you the team number 2, the northern half. So I'm not exactly sure why he goes there. I guess just to get that destroyer. Which is helpful, but I really thought he would have needed the teleport drop to get a more aggressive position to set up Barrage. Yeah, he really goes to town on these things. But I guess in the long run that really pays off because we didn't lose any planets to destroyers, and that's probably why. So I thought, oh yeah, he does have EMP. Okay, so he goes in and EMPs to set up the follow-up moves here. Uses barrier to block everything out, and then Barrage, again, look at how Barrage is almost maxed out, which is saying something. It's actually really hard to max out Barrage because of how high it can get. And even for a second there, it was maxed out. And then that planet's clear. Like, that was the whole fight, taking down those Phoenixes. They just got to clean up the scraps here. And this is really making it look easy. If you haven't done Red Star 8, it's pretty hard. Like I said, we lost 2 in a row in the 4-man pre-made groups. So it is by no means easy to do this. So again, they're using teleport to get these relics, which means that they don't have to clear paths in order to move back and forth. I might have to consider doing that because I got lucky on this one. I already had a path clear. Or if I didn't, I just had to clear out some little trash. I think there actually might have been a few in that sector. Actually, looks like he is going to go ahead and clear out that path for himself there. Not too hard, it's just 1 Colossus. And then goes ahead and sets up the next planet. And again, just makes it look easy, going directly to the big target and then barriering everything else away, so you get the max benefit of Barrage and keeping them off of you at the same time. And that's really all there is to it. We clear 4 level 8 planets and a level 5 planet. I'm not sure if he gets any off of that. It doesn't look like it. And then the Red Star extender, a trick you can do with that, if you're not familiar with this, is at level 3, I think is the optimal level for it, because higher than that, the price to remove it and put it back on is too high, and lower than that, the amount of time that you're getting for it is not enough, and you're gonna have to swap it out a whole hell of a bunch of times in order to get like any time out of it at all. So I have it at level 3, and that seems to be the consensus of where you want it, unless you want to put it on like a whole bunch of miners. That's what Cap has done up here. Has one on each miner at a very high level, so he doesn't even replace them. He just has a bunch of them equipped. Yeah, I would recommend starting at 3 and then seeing if you want to go to that higher point based on, maybe you don't like unequipping and re-equipping it. It's very cheap. Like if you can get one more round of relics, you easily, even if you just salvage the relics, you easily cover the cost of what you spent unequipping and re-equipping Red Star Life Extender a couple times. And that's really all there is to it. At that point, it's really just using time warp to get transports to planets as quickly as possible, but that's something that everybody's probably already familiar with. And that's all there is. Hope you enjoyed.